Besides sending the police, you might want to send an ambulance or a hearse.
Hello, welcome to Billy Ho Sports, here for another PGA Fall Swing event. Unfortunately, we are winding down the Fall Swing, and our last event is going to be at the RSM Classic, Sea Island, Georgia. Famous Sea Island Mafia, you'll hear that a lot this week, and you'll hear horses for courses and all kinds of great stuff. Before we get started, I just want to shout out my man Squirrel Man. I had him on the show several weeks back when he had a big NFL hit. He just shipped the Albatross for a cool $1,000. So congrats to Squirrel Man, another Discord member hitting it. He does a wonderful job. I got to give him props on that. He's great at lineup construction and he knows how to run models. So join the Discord. It's free. It's not just him. There's a bunch of people in there that do well. So we can all band together and maybe start cracking into some of these big dogs. So anyway, back to the contest selection. I do have something special for that because the pricing just came out. So I've got the Billy Ho contest loaded, which you can go ahead and join. It's already filled out. So get after that one. And then weather for Sea Island. It's always too early, but it is a coastal course. One of them's coastal, one of them's considered the plantation course, but they're pretty close to the coast of the water. Duh. Anyway, some rain for the weekend, and there's probably always going to be enough wind to make a difference, especially on the seaside. And then the plantation course is a little bit different because the wind's going to be hidden by trees, and it might be a little trickier to judge. So keep that in mind as well. Just real quick, I want to go over these courses. They play them every year. There's going to be plenty of history on them. So course history will be a boost this week. And Coastal Classical Par 72. This is the plant side course, which used to be considered easier, but it's not so much anymore. They had a renovation in 2019 that put new greens in, made things a little tougher, but we'll get into that. So anyway, Par 72, 7,060 yards, about 10 holes with water hazards. The fairways are Paspalum, Platinum Paspalum. The rough is Tiff Eagle Bermuda grass, and I believe it's 1.5 to 2 on the rough. Greens 6,100 square feet, also Bermuda grass. The stimp is slightly on the slow side, as all coastal courses are, 11 to 11 and a half. Like I mentioned, the 2019 renovation does have some influence on the difficulty, but the extra par fives are always an edge to showdown. But you don't anymore not necessarily have to cram 5 or 6 guys into showdown. You can do 4 and 2. You can do 3 and 3. Sometimes that'll get you a little bit different. So keep that in mind. The Sea Island Resort is also coastal. Go figure. Par 70, 7,000 yards. Holes with water hazards, 13. The fairways are Bermuda. The rough is Bermuda, 2-inch rough. It's tough if you don't hit the fairways, which they are generous fairways, both courses. And we'll get to that. Greens are much larger, 7,200 square feet. Bermuda grass, 12.5 on the stimp. And wind plays, it should play more of a factor on the seaside course, but, it's kind of hard to say. But let's get into some skill sets and look at the big board. All right. And as I said on skill sets, what we're looking at, and this is just a kind of a opening laundry list that I was just going through my head, and I just kind of assigned some random. I haven't finalized this just yet, but it's a work in progress, just like every week. Strokes gain off the tee, and what I mean by strokes gain off the tee is accuracy, hitting fairways, dialing it back, and wedges, proximity, 100, 125, ball striking, and I will look. This is my just a recent form model, but I also have a short course model we'll look at. And 30 or better DK points are always a staple. You need to have par five scoring in there because of the plantation course, and that's extra par fives there. The bigger greens allow for three putt avoidance, so I like that. And going over here to the breakdown, you can see as we wheel down here that there's your bump in 150 to 175, 125 to 150, and 100 to 125. So this is basically your middle to high wedge game here, and you can see how much of the drop in 200 plus and 175 is. Most of the holes are obviously 400 to 450, so I'm going to have par four scoring in that department. Probably just par four scoring. I might do a 0% on just the 400 to 450 bucket. Sounds pretty good. I want to do ball striking on short courses. This is the short course model. So we'll look at this first. Pricing's out. If you notice on both of these models, Tony Finau, obviously last week's runaway winner, man, he was so good. God, I wish I would have saw that coming. I'm so sorry for myself because I really thought that he needed more than just the 2 rounds last week, and I was completely wrong about that. He came out and absolutely just walked the dog. So congrats to Tony. He's really starting to find that winning edge now. And you remember what he did last time when he won in the summer. He followed it right back up. So you got to include Tony. He's going to be major chalk. He ranks number 2 in the recent form model. Obviously, he's winning and placing high in most tournaments. But he's also 3rd in the short course model. And I haven't looked at the tournament where he ranks. This is strokes gained total for the tournament. And I don't know how much he's played this course. So we'll look through it once pricing is on this one. This is Golf Betting Systems website. But I mean, he's Tony Finau. He's touchdown Tony. He's top 5 Tony. He's 11-2, significantly higher priced. That might affect ownership a hair. I don't know. But famous Seamus, another short course whiz, playing out of outstanding golf as always. Ones across the board on all the good categories we're looking for. So he's going to be chalky. Brian Harmon, I might have some interest in, but 10-3 is a little high. I want to give Hoagie another shot because this course sets up great for Hoagie. And going over here to the tournament stats, I thought Hoagie was fairly up here. I haven't refreshed this, but I need to refresh that honestly for pricing, but we'll go back to that later. Jason Day popping number 1 in the model. He's been playing just too good not to play at 9,400, and I hate it. But Denny not ranking out high in the recent form model, but he's Denny McCarthy. He can hit, he had a good week last week. He can flat out play, and he can putt the ball. We all know that. Mike Hughes sets up beautifully. I think he had a 2nd place finish here last year. I haven't looked at too deep on Penrith. Penrith looks pretty good on short courses. He's a longer hitter, but he can dial it back and hit wedges. So I feel pretty good, and he's better with the midder. You can see how he ranks 4th in the 150 to 175. So that's pretty good. I'm also looking for opportunities gained over here. So this is recent form, and you can see Hoagie's number 1 in ops gained. He just needs to convert more of them. He's 5th, 6th in the total model. 9,800 is a high price to pay. It's really going to be all in where you land down here as far as players go. 3-putt avoidance skill sets I like to look for down here. Mistake-free golf. This course seems like it's a Jaeger bomb all day. Ben Griffin is kind of local. I guess he's considered Sea Island. He's kind of from that area, but he's played the course and shot way low. So he's in the pool. I'm playing Ben Griffin till he no longer, I guess until he bucks. Everybody's got their runs, but he was still 16th at the Houston Open, which is fantastic. So I'm digging some Ben Griffin. He's going to be noticed now, though, so keep an eye on that. Maybe Svensson. This is more his speed, shorter course. So I'm going to just add him to the list for now. Look into him a little bit. His recent form hasn't been great. Shank let me down last week. Not sure about you yet. Ryder, this seems like a great course for Ryder. I gave up on him last week, and he fired it up on me. Callum Tarrant. Let's see. We can see Stuart Sink. I played a little bit of him last week. I'm not digging on Stewie. So what I'll be looking at is course history, fairway finders, wedge specialists, things of that nature. Elite Bermuda putters, not so much around the green this week. Those two courses do give showdown opportunities. I think I might play a little more showdown this week. I almost cracked it last week. I made a big mistake of playing PM players, thinking for some reason if it got delayed and they came back the next morning that it would be nice. I don't know why I thought that, but it was probably worse. So I fell off the leaderboard as soon as they played Saturday. But I appreciate you guys watching, and there's going to be more to come in the new season. Real excited about everything going on. So hit that subscribe button. And until the next video, we'll talk soon. See ya.